guess I just hated everyone. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. Hello everybody, welcome back to my booktube channel. Today I'm going to be doing my May wrap up. I believe I read 14 books in May, right? Yes. I've been really going for it these last 2 weeks, let me tell you, so a lot of reading has been done. We have disappointing books, we have an entire series, we have some Stephen King. What more could you ask for? Let's just get into it. So first up we have Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. I gave this book a, oh god, I have no idea what I rated these. We're just gonna guess. I do know I gave this one a 5 out of 5 stars. I love all the Heartstopper graphic novels and I cannot wait to pick up Volume 4 very soon because it just came out. This one was really cute. They went on like a class trip to Paris, I think. You know, they're getting closer as a couple. There was some discussion of mental health, which I thought was fantastic to add into a graphic novel series like this. There's not much to say about it. I just love these books so much. So next up we have Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. I give this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I read Serpent and Dove last month and I loved it. Like, that book was everything. This book was just not. Like, this book and the next book I'm about to talk about were so weak for like the first 3/4 of the book, and then it like got better. But I was just so bored. I got halfway through and I was like, ugh. Do I really have to read more of this? You know, the ending was interesting, and I will be picking up Gods and Monsters, which comes out next month sometime. So yeah. Same thing with The Crown of Gilded Bones. For the first 3/4 of this book, I was like, what's happened? They've had a lot of sex. Poppy's gotten kidnapped, maybe like a couple of times. That's about it. But then the last part of the book, I was like, oh, okay. Now I want to read the next one. This part of the book, it's very interesting. This part, I don't know. It was alright. So these next books that I'm gonna talk about, I read for my horror-ish reading vlog, so it's all similar theme here. Don't ask me why I read a bunch of scary books in May. I have no explanation other than I wanted to. First up, we have We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I read The Haunting of Hill House last year, and I thought it was fantastic. I loved the writing. It was so good. Literally one of my favorite books of last year. And then I read this one, which, taking a break here to talk about this cover. This is the Penguin Orange collection. I have another one of these, and they're just so cool looking. But that's not the point. This book was incredibly weird. I have no words. There's really no resolution at the end of it either, so I was kind of just like, okay, but like, what are they gonna do? The main character in this book is unsettling. Like, the whole time she's just like wishing people would die. At one point she's like, I want to walk on their dead bodies, and I'm like, girly, you need to calm down. But overall I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. Next up we have 2 Stephen King books. First I read Cujo, and this book was very strong to start out with. Seems to be a recurring theme in this video now that I'm realizing it. Then the ending just upset me so much that I was like, oh, it's just so sad. And I was like, there's no reason for that. And I watched the movie, and like everything was fine in the movie. It's like a happy ending, everything was like happy. But he said, no, you get no joy in this book whatsoever. And I don't read Stephen King books to like be happy, but I don't want to feel like devastated at the end of one, and this like honestly left me feeling like that. But before that, it was really interesting because there's a lot of different storylines being woven together here, which is one of my favorite parts of reading Stephen King books, is following like a bunch of different people and then seeing it all come together at the end. Very satisfying. So yes, Cujo. Next up we have Firestarter, which I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I like this one more than Cujo. Despite everything that does happen at the end, I would still say it's a rather hopeful ending because like, yeah, like they're gonna get justice, everything's gonna be okay. But like, it took us a while to get here. This book is definitely a different style of writing from Cujo because this follows like 2 main characters like almost the entire time, as opposed to following like a bunch of different people, which I still like this style, but I think I like the way Cujo is written a little bit more. It reminds me of Salem's Lot, which is one of my absolute favorite Stephen King books, but this one was still really good and I really enjoyed it. Next 2 books we have are some middle grade. First, I read Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. I also gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I just need to read some more like fun, spooky, middle grade. It was a great time. The friendships that were forming in this were really cute, and I really want to pick up the second book, Dead Voices, soon, and I think there's a third one coming out in August. So yeah, I have some fun reads that I can get to like in October. And then we have Tome of Bones by Victoria Schwab, which is a part of the Cassie Blake series. This is the second book in the series, and I loved this one so much. I liked it better than the first one solely because who doesn't love things set in Paris? It's fun. It was just like more recognizable locations for me, a lowly American. Gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars too, and I'm gonna pick up the third book as soon as I can find it in this damn edition, because they have a paperback, but it doesn't match this, and they have a hardback, but I have paperbacks, so it's a whole thing. So this last week and a half, yeah, you heard that right, I read this entire series in the last week and a half. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I did it, and that is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. So many things. Well, there's just a lot going on in this book, and the second book, and the third book, where it like kind of gets resolved, and you're still like, why? I just feel like there's so many ways, there's like a million ways you could add conflict in a romance, and this was not it at all. Like, I just have no words. I've never read a book that involved this kind of plot line, and I was like, oh, is that what we're doing now? For that reason, the first book in this series got a 2 out of 5 stars, because, ew, the plot line itself and the characters are great. I definitely liked the books more as I read more of the books in the series. This one got a 3 out of 5 stars. Where was this? Someone called it a smart, funny, romantic read, and I just want to know, like, did you read the book? City of Glass was definitely more interesting. It got a 3 out of 5 stars. City of Fallen Angels. It got a 3 out of 5 stars. City of Lost Souls, which I got from the library because I could not find the paperback of the last 2 books, and it's really making me mad, but I'll figure that out at some other point. 3 out of 5 stars. And then the last book got 4 out of 5 stars because the ending was so interesting, so good. I thought it was just a fantastic conclusion to this series. Overall, I really like this series, and I think the books would have gotten a higher rating had there not been a certain plot point. But the problem is I like marathoned this series. Like, I attempted to go for like a book a day. As soon as I got to like the last 2, they were a bit longer, so I was like, I think I need a couple more days. But like for the first couple, I was just like, bam. So that means I kind of don't remember. Like, I can tell you the scope of the plot, but I don't know what happens in each book, which seems like a problem. But considering I read City of Heavenly Fire, the most recent, I think this is my favorite one. I really just wanted to finish this series super quickly because I'm so excited to read The Infernal Devices. I bought the set of 3 hardbacks off of eBay for like $25, which is a deal, by the way, and I just got them yesterday, and I'm so excited to read them, so that would definitely be in my June reading plans. Very excited for that. Fantastic YA fantasy. Came out like, when did this first book come out? Like 2009 maybe? 2007. Wow, that was a time. I think Twilight came out in like 2005, like the first one. So this was like right in the beginning of like those classic YA fantasy vibes. You know what I mean? It was honestly a really good time. Simon was annoying as hell in the beginning, and I get that's like part of his character development, but like I really hated him at first. I was just like, go somewhere, do something, leave. Like, he got better as the series progressed, and now I really like Simon, but like in the beginning I was like, no. Then Clary was also an annoying bitch in the beginning. She was so bitter that Isabel was hotter than her, and again, it was like part of her character development, but she was annoying as hell in the beginning, and every like couple pages I was like, oh, shut up, please. Also, Alec is a little bitch in the beginning. I think I just hated everyone in the beginning of this book, except for Isabel. She's my favorite character. But everyone else, I was like, shut up. Why are you so bitter for? I guess I just hated everyone. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. But in the end, they were fine. So yeah, those are a random ramble about the Mortal Instruments. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed the wrap up. If you did, let me know down below what's your favorite book that you read this month, or your least favorite book that you read this month. We can talk about it. We can chat. And subscribe, like, comment, whatever you're feeling. And I'll see you in my next video.